first Souls game I played was Dark Souls 1. I got it for Xbox in 2012, like 10 years ago. Jesus Christ, around this time actually, 10 years ago. Colleague of mine told me to try this game, and it's like the hardest game you'll ever play. And I got that game, and I started in January, I think, the end of January, playing Dark Souls 1, and I was stuck in Firelink Shrine, no, in Undead Burg for like a week, 2 weeks, and I really hated the aesthetics. Like the world was dying, and you only found undead and skeletons and zombies, and it wasn't really appealing to me. So I put it away for a couple of months, and then in March I tried to give it another try, and I actually got to the depths that time, and I got invaded. I remember the very first time I got invaded because I, I used to play this game on online mode, but I never used humanity for whatever reason. I didn't even know what that meant. But I started killing the rats in the depths, and they drop hard humanity, as you know. So I said, what the hell, let's use this humanity and see what it does. And it did nothing for me. Of course, it did absolutely nothing for me. And I progressed through the level, and Kirk invaded me. As you know, Kirk is probably the first invader, the first NPC invader you encounter in Dark Souls 1. And after Kirk invaded me, I was convinced this was a player. This was actually a player. So, yeah, I decided to dig into that stuff, and I found out that actually Dark Souls is an online game. It's not an offline game. So I started using humanity, and I started invading and summoning others, and that's how I got into multiplayer. The game was so obscure back then, and the mechanics were so obscure that you didn't have a clue what you were doing, to be honest. And for the most part of the game, I played, with sword and board build and nothing else. But as soon as the PvP mechanics unlocked for me, the multiplayer mechanics, like the whole game unlocked for me. And I started watching PvP videos. I think there was only PIV back then, or was it Oro 2? I think it was mainly PIV that I was watching. And I got to the forest, and I decided to give it a try. And I stayed in the forest for months. I stayed for 2 months in the forest, and I didn't progress the game whatsoever until I got to a higher level, and I decided to give it the Moonlight Butterfly try because I was struggling with the Moonlight Butterfly, and that was my first experience with a Souls game. Afterwards, it goes all downhill from there because once you start and get into the Souls games, there's no turning back. There's no hope for you if you really like that kind of game. And I'm really excited, as most of you are, for Elden Ring. The only thing that bugs me, really bugs me, is what you're seeing on your screen right now. Because the open world invasion allows for whoever wants to run away to actually run away, i.e. the host right now. And I think that's gonna be a struggle to keep up with hosts. By the way, you're seeing me doing this glitch because, like I told you in some of my previous videos, all the glitches from DS3 still exist in this build. So that's what got me into invasions, like the actual interaction with other people and fighting with other people. Win or lose doesn't matter, like doing awesome stuff. And this is kind of tedious, like chasing a guy all over the overworld. I think the community is going to have to find a way to deal with that type of player, because if they can simply run away, I don't think it's going to be too much fun. On the other hand, the invader has the bloody fingers, like he can pop up to 10 fingers and teleport away, so I'm guessing that's there too. Anyways, this is the only bad thing I found on Elden Ring, glitches and bugs aside, of course. But this is the only thing that I didn't like in the Elden Ring invasions, like the ability to simply run away. Other than that, I'm really hyped about the game. Like, I have been trying to stay away from spoilers and leaks, etc. But like most of us who have been following Elden Ring since the Great Rune rumor, if you remember that one from Omnipotent in the Reset Era forums, I have been following Omnipotent for almost all of his posts, I think, and the guy was in. The guy was right about almost everything, I think, when it comes to Elden Ring, and even about stuff before that. But everything that he leaked was actually accurate. And I don't want to spoil anything for you because I accidentally saw some spoilers in the Game Informer latest videos, and I don't want to spoil anything for you who haven't watched that video. But everything Omnipotent said in his spoilers is true, and the hints that they dropped is true. So I'm really, really excited about the game because a lot of great stuff is going to happen. What really piqued my interest is that I haven't seen attacks that are too punishable. Like, I like big weapons, right? Like I said in in Swirlius PSA video, I like big black swords, and somebody who loves big weapons, the main problem in DS3 is that they're really punishable, and especially not even with a quick step mechanic, you can actually outspace and backstab everything, and Ultra does in DS3, and I haven't seen any attack that is too much punishable in Elden Ring when it comes to ultra weapons. The only ultra weapon I got to play was the Great Lance, which is like a great weapon or something. It's not an ultra class, of course, but it's like the biggest weapon you could wield in this in the network test we played. But I saw Game Informer's videos and I saw the Type A video, and I didn't. I saw the great axe that they were using, and the R2s and the running attack, and everything seemed to be so fluid, and it didn't seem to have a big room for punishing the user of a big weapon. So I'm hoping that most ultra weapons will be like this, that you cannot punish them and that you actually have to work around to fight them and think how to fight them. But then again, there are consumables that are like that can actually cast spells. There are a lot of weapon arts that can actually be used as spells, the soul mass daggers or whatever it's called, the artsing thingy. So I think that the way the game is gonna be played, everybody and their mothers are gonna be able to cast and have ranged options, and that's a good thing in my opinion, because with the mobility you have in this game, you need to have ranged options, and I don't think we're gonna see a lot of builds that don't have ranged options, like in DS3, where you mainly had to rely on the spacing and moveset and swapping, and this is a different beast on its own, right? This is a different game. But from what I saw and in my experience, I think everybody's gonna have ranged options, and I think that's actually a good thing. And you can create your own combos. I think you can create your own combos, and I'm actually hoping that the game evolves around pseudo combos, because you know how much I love pseudo combos, and mainly because I think I want something different, right? Like most of you guys want something different, and I'm really, really excited about this thing. I mean, weapon arts that you can change them, and unique weapons that grant you special abilities, and wow, my mind is blown. My mind is actually blown. I'm also excited about the passive poise. My experience with passive poise in the network test was not much, but from what I understood, it was probably nerfed, actually, because imagine the Bloody Wolf class that starts with a great sword. Its poise can be broken like really easily. So I'm thinking that the values were changed for the network test, Then again, who knows what they're going to do in the final game. But the addition of passive poise and being able to reset your poise or hyper armor with certain weapon arts, because certain weapon arts could hyper armor. Actually, some the what's it called, the great sword that does the spinning thing, the Ordovis Vortex or whatever it's called. Uh, it didn't have hyper armor. That weapon art didn't have hyper armor for whatever reason. It relied on your passive poise. Then again, who knows what they're gonna do in the end. So I'm really excited about the passive poise because it gives options for ultra weapons. It actually makes them more viable, and the way strength is applied in this game, like with strength you can have more, you can carry more things, so you can wear how do you call it, more heavy armor, which will probably have poise. I think strength builds are getting their revenge in this game. So what's the point? What's the point of this video? Why are you showing us? Why are you telling us this posse that you're excited? Do you think we're not excited? Yeah, I know. Everybody's excited, and we can't wait. And it's the final days, and we'll have the full game in a couple of weeks. But I just wanted to show you guys some of the invasion footage I had, because I've been searching for, excuse me, I've been searching for Elden Ring invasion footage the last month because the hype is real, and I really can't wait. And I haven't found a lot of footage besides Oro and Peeve and those guys. And I actually wanted to share with you the little footage that I had left from that I had left unused from my previous videos. This isn't the best gameplay. You'll mainly see me playing with a sword and a great lance. I'm sure only Adam Barker will appreciate this, but this is what I got for you guys. So yeah, the main thing I wanted to show was just some invasion footage. So I got no story to tell. I got nothing of value to offer besides what you're just seeing on your screens. And then again, for some people might actually enjoy it. So I'm leaving you with the last couple of invasions, and I hope you guys have fun, and I'll see you all in the release.